I'm almost positive that by now everybody knows, but Nintendo had a very interesting leak on their Korean website. And it's all about Donkey Kong Bananza. So on their website, the purple rock that's shown with DK on the box art was changed in Korea to show a girl that looks strikingly similar to Pauline holding onto his tie. And I feel like this can mean a multitude of things. Some people are saying maybe it'd be cool to be a prequel to like Donkey Kong and Pauline, but that wouldn't make any sense because let's be honest here, Pauline being a child and Donkey Kong chasing her afterwards as an adult doesn't really make that much sense. However, we're pretty sure the rock sings. So a leading theory right now is maybe the main bad guy turns Pauline into a rock after pulling her from a point in time when she was a child, so she couldn't defend herself maybe. That's the theory I believe, that the rock was turned into Pauline, because it kind of makes sense because the rock was on the front of the box art, right? So wouldn't it make sense that in Korea, because the rock isn't there and replaced by Pauline, it's to show they have some sort of connection? Maybe midway through the game, the rock, we break the curse and it turns back into child Pauline, and now it's Donkey Kong trying to get her back to her timeline maybe? It'd also be a cool plot because this is kind of going to be like a redemption arc for Donkey Kong. Now, of course, if you know Donkey Kong lore, which is another reason why I don't believe it's a prequel, Cranky Kong was the Donkey Kong who captured Pauline back then, right? So as a result, he's this current DK's grandfather. And it's literally stated in Tropical Freeze during the family tree that he is DK's grandpa. So it's definitely not a prequel, but maybe this is kind of like Donkey Kong apologizing to Pauline for his granddad doing what he did in the past, for capturing her over and over again and Jumpman having to save her. It's like Donkey Kong kind of like, I don't know, paying repentance, I guess. Of course he didn't do it himself, but maybe this is like the family apologizing for everything they did. Instead of capturing Pauline, now they're trying to protect and save Pauline from these big bad guys. I don't know why they want her, but it'd actually be a crazy plot. Like, could you imagine how evil a Donkey Kong villain would be if he took a person from a point in time, went back in time to capture them in their child self and curse them into a rock where they can't defend themselves? Could you imagine how evil he would be? Which is why I'm kind of hoping that this plot point actually is true. That'd be such a cool idea for a DK game. It would add like that Nintendo kind of edge that every Nintendo game seems to have nowadays, like Kirby and the Forgotten Land having like extinct humanity like messing up and like getting turned into animals, and like Splatoon literally having the extinction of humanity. Like humanity goes through an extinction event and they're stuck underground until like these kids end up screwing everything up for everyone and killing everyone. And like the alternate theme, like you can hear like the like strange hymns of people like screaming, like things like that is why we love Nintendo. Let's be honest here. Yeah, on the surface they're like these very bright, colorful games, but underneath I feel like every Nintendo game except really Mario has like some of the most uncomfortable lore you will ever hear. Which is why if this Donkey Kong game has lore like that, like the villain cursing her to a rock for all eternity until DK shows up and protects her and turns her back to normal and sends her back to her timeline, this leaves open for one, a new Pauline song would go crazy. 2, this leaves open for some crazy story implications for the Donkey Kong timeline. And 3, a really cool villain that I would love to see when the game finally drops. I already was going to pre-order this game the second I can, but now I'm definitely going to pre-order this game. So tell me what you guys think in the comments. Do you think this is just a Korean slip-up? Do you think Pauline will really matter that much in the game? Do you think she's the rock that DK has in the trailers we have seen? Because that's what I'm thinking. So I'd love to hear what you guys think in the comments. Tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if you think I'm an idiot or whatever. And I'll respond to any comments I see, alright? So have a nice day, guys, and I really hope this leak is true, because this made me 10 times more excited than the already 100 times I was already excited. So now I'm 1,000 times more excited.